89-83. The Longhorns with the first possession of the game, and a look at their starting five. Matt Coleman, the freshman, at the point. He's a big key for them. And Kerwin Roach with the ball. He's playing some really good basketball right now. Jace Febris open for three.
Good player, good offensive players as they can, and then attack him from there.
And Kerwin Roach draws the initial assignment on Young, but as Jay mentioned, everybody will be a part of it. Young has had games where he's taken as few as 9 shots, as many as 39. Overall, the shooting percentages are quite credible for a guy who's got the ball in his hands as much as he does.
The more Texas moves the basketball and moves themselves, they will give this Oklahoma defense a chance to break down with all the switches.
15-foot jumper not there. Nice tip back out, though, by Rashard ODOMES. Manick, who's a terrific shooter, misses the three. And great 44-point game against Baylor on Tuesday. He's got 4 games this year of 40 or more.
Well, you know he is going to score. The issue is, can you get the ball out of his hands so he's not a playmaker all game long? Good pass.
Febris, the extra look. Coleman buries the three.
Well, that is a great pass by Jace Febris.
A switch. Bamba out to help try to take the ball out of Young's hands. James back after missing the Tuesday game with the flu. Misses the jumper, and a great rebound there by Febris.
And a great closeout on Christian James, who is a good shooter.
Lob for Bamba, and he's fouled by Latin. Line, he's in range. Bamba knocks them both down.
You know, Texas had a blue line that they put that was a good 8-9 feet outside the regular three-point line just to simulate where Trae Young is going to be shooting from, and that might not have been far enough out. Every game there was almost one there, but you got to stay on your feet.
Into Latin in the post. Over Bamba, tough shot. They don't all show up as block shots, but hit. And now they drop back on D.
And ODOMES has Dylan Osetkowski on him, and he can drive this matchup. But that's a choice being made by Shaka Smart and his staff.
Young steps inside, soft touch to knock it down.
He does such a great job of changing speeds. You know, the deception that he uses with his ball fakes, up fakes, really gets defenders off balance. Like that.
Osetkowski with a shot fake and then a look away pass fake, but he couldn't get it to the rim.
That's where he's got to go strong.
Young, what a feed to ODOMES. About a 60-foot pass for the bucket.
Really a poor decision by Dylan Osetkowski. When he got the ball to the rim, he's got to go up strong and get fouled or score or both.
So how about Young in the early going, Jay? He's got 5 points, and he's assisted on the other 2 baskets for Oklahoma. In and out for Bamba from 3.
Beyond the tape.
The 6 threes he made against Baylor were all at least 30 feet away from the basket. That one looked to be about 30 feet, and he missed it.
To have this presence out on the floor, afraid of absolutely nothing, and he's even adjusted his game. You know, he took 39 shots one game against Oklahoma State in a loss, and came back against Kansas, and he was so efficient.
Scored 26 points on just 9 field goal attempts against the Jayhawks.
That.
Davis baseline, good help by the Sooners.
Too much dribbling right now. The ball has to move and then attack.
Still Davis, 5 of the game. Going over the top.
It was well read by Febris, but McGusty just went over him.
Doolittle doing a lot of dribbling and now kicks it back out. Shot clock a factor down to 7. ODOMES inside to McNeese. Bamba back in the game. McNeese with a nice jump hook over him.
That was just too easy. The ball went right into Jimani McNeese because Bamba was playing behind him and didn't discourage that pass in the least.
And now the Sooners.
It certainly has put the Texas defense at a big disadvantage. And all the paint points, there have been 18 paint points in this game for Oklahoma. The overwhelming majority of those have come because of poor transition defense by Texas.
You know, there was a guy before the game, a Texas fan, yelling loud during the warm-ups at at Trae Young saying, hey, Trae, you going to pass today? You don't want to burst this guy's bubble, but yeah, he shoots a lot. But he's leading the country in assists at 9.5 per game. This is by no stretch of the imagination a selfish player. And Young has 6 assists in the first 10 minutes of this game already. Won't stay down for Bamba. And now Sims gets undercut.
Under the basket.
Osipkowski back into the game. Bamba averaging better than 15 points per game his last 11. They set him up again in the post. He turns it over, but Texas retains possession. Coleman. Coleman, who played with Young on a USA basketball team coached by Shaka Smart a couple of years ago in Chile, an under-18 team that won the gold. Turned over by the Longhorns. Young, another long pass and another slam. This time it's ODOMES.
Well, the outlet pass was made by Mo Bamba trying to save the ball under his own basket. And you are better off letting that go out of bounds where you can play 5-on-5.
Roach buries a 3, a much-needed bucket for the Longhorns.
And
now he's got to deal with Bamba, and he does.
He did it by going right into the chest of Mo Bamba and knocking him back to where he couldn't jump up and block that shot. Really good job by Jamani McNeese.
Who's up to a dozen points off the bench already. Roach lobs it up for Bamba, the catch and the finish. About 4 weeks ago, it was disclosed that Jones had been diagnosed with leukemia, a terrific player on this Texas basketball team. The family releasing a statement today saying that Jones is now being treated in Houston at Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. And the family has said, quote, that Andrew has made, and that was Elijah Mitru Long holding a Jones jersey. There's a Jones jersey still hanging in his locker, of course, inside the locker room. And everybody just sending their hopes.
Andrew dropped 37, Trae had 33 points, and I asked him what he wants Andrew to know tonight, and he said just that he loves him so much and he wants him to keep fighting and that he's always in his prayers.
Yeah, a lot of people in Andrew Jones's corner right now. The night after Shaka Smart told the team about the look for a 3, a little bit strong. And here come Roach and the Longhorns.
Boy, have to be careful with that. If you're gonna double off of Manic, he's a terrific pick and pop player. That's what he does best.
Shooting well over 40% from beyond the arc. A whistle away from the play, and it's going against Texas. We're there on Roach. Deep one, Young. Wow. The follow will go for Manic getting in there between a couple of Longhorns.
A guy with a 7'9" wingspan in Bamba and another guy in Jericho Sims. It's one of the best athletes in the Big 12. And Brady Manic winds.
Give America what they want.
Don't get in the way of the moneymaker.
4-point game. And Young and Oklahoma break the pressure. Oh, he's got an open look. Can't find the range so far in this
pass. What a pass.
Young has scored more points in the second half of Big 12 games this year than anybody else in the league has scored overall in entire games. Assist number 9 on the lay-in by ODOMES. Davis in the corner again.
Nothing to the basket right now for Texas. They are here. Devontae Graham, Grayson Allen,
Colin Sexton.
Yep. Really one of the best defenders in the country.
Alabama getting a nice win at Florida. Another crazy day in college hoops. Duke losing at the Garden in New York.
Go pick it up.
You can pick it up. You just can't dribble it again.
Shot selection's been poor. Their defensive transition horrendous. Yet they're right in this game. If I'm Texas, I feel pretty good about myself. But I got some stuff I got to clean up at the half.
Yeah, all right. We'll hear more from these guys in the halftime report coming up soon, Dan.
All right, Maria, thank you. Young misses the 3. The ball is knocked out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Longhorns. Trae Young made his first 2 shots tonight. He is now
just needs to stay down when there's a shot fake, because Trae Young has a lot of good shot fakes, ball fakes. He is really a deceptive presence out on the floor. Basketball, in a lot of ways, is about deception.
Osipkowski, wide open look at a 3. And he, like Davis earlier, gets a friendly bounce, and is down by only 3.
Well, that's the 6th three-point field goal by Texas, a team that has not been considered a good shooting team, but the three-point line keeping them in it right now.
And that's got them on their feet, and here's a steal by Roach.
For a team that has had a hard time scoring in the half court in this first half.
Texas looking for the lead for the first time since the opening minutes of the game.
But what a boost the defense just gave the Texas Longhorns when they have not played well on the offensive end.
Davis nowhere to go on the baseline. 6 on the shot clock.
Get there would have meant more. That would have been a force multiplier for Texas to get the crowd back up and in it and put a little bit more pressure on Oklahoma.
ODOMES driving right by Ossetkowski. And a little contact as well as he lays it in.
Well, ODOMES is a driver, and that was all set up by Lon Kruger to get the ball into his left hand so he could drive the middle.
Hall into Bloomington to take on the Hoosiers, where it is always a great environment. You know as well as I do, maybe better, when they're playing well. Indiana at home, even if they might be a little undermanned compared to the opponent, they can put up an incredible fight and the building can explode.
Well, Rashard ODOMES' last 2 plays has taken Dylan Ossetkowski off the dribble, and he's been allowed to get to that left hand. That's what he does best. He is not a shooter, he's a driver.
Roach the kick. Ossetkowski driving left hand, and he draws the foul.
I get to sit here and watch this game. I don't feel really good about you're going back and forth with your philosophical thing. Everybody feels good.
I'm sitting on the philosophical fence right now. Great ball movement in transition by Oklahoma, and another. Final seconds of the half. Ossetkowski for 3. And we will go to the break with Oklahoma holding a 5. Knocks down his first shot of the second half.
Boy, that kind of turnover really hurts. 1, because you give up a bucket, but 2, because Trae Young was the guy that scored it. He got the opportunity in the game to watch the ball go through the net, and it does not take much to get this young man started. He is a big-time scorer.
And we mentioned Bamba with another rebound. If he does pick up a double-double today, it'll be his 6th in the last 7 games.
That's the second time Trae Young has found somebody opposite for a shot on out of bounds underneath. You have got to be alert to everyone when he has the ball, even when he's taking it out under.
Febres a little bit too strong, and Young down with
double high ball screen, a roll and pop.
Febres with Young on it. Coleman can't get the shot off. Roach will. And Young with another rebound.
It almost looked like a double dribble there by Trae Young. Looking like he was trying to pick the ball up to pass it. Because I never venture into Fran Fraschilla's territory. But Jaren Jackson I have is the 5th best American prospect in college. And you can see Trae Young, Mo Bamba 3 and 4. Another turnover for Texas.
Young misses the 3. Offensive rebound. ODOMES. Great feed off to James, who is fouled.
They're just getting so many layups in transition. Points off turnovers, second chance points, fast break points. It has all been in Oklahoma's favor.
Roach went right by Young, but missed the layup. Young with 5 points in the first half, 7 in the second half. Misses that deep 3.
That was from 32 feet.
Roach, what a drive.
What bad shot by Oklahoma.
It's the Oklahoma State game.
Yes.
3 games since. Fewer shots, more efficient since that game. And somewhere in the middle, I think we'd say tonight, in terms of efficiency and shot selection. Nice crossover. And then Coleman buries the 3 to bring them to their feet here in Austin.
Isn't it amazing what a couple of stops will do? And now all of a sudden some game pressure back on Oklahoma. And the crowd back in the game.
Whoa. A travel is called. And Texas with a chance to cut even further into the deficit. Young trying to deny Roach, so Coleman will miss the slam. And look at, don't let anybody tell you this kid isn't quick. And we saw that burst of speed right there.
What fools are you are telling you he's not that quick? I mean, that missed dunk was basically an outlet pass for the Oklahoma break.
Coleman, he'll make up for the missed dunk with a corner 3.
Play by Matt Coleman.
And they're saying he had a foot on the line, so it's a long 2 for Coleman. 4-point lead, Oklahoma. Young well off, another bad one. Roach. Again, these two teams will meet 2 weeks from today in Norman on ESPN. A lot at stake in the Big 12 standings in this game. The ball knocked free and the Longhorns have it. Coleman. Ositkowski is fouled.
But what a good pass by Matt Coleman. Completely under.
They get it back to 5-5. West Virginia pounded Kansas State earlier today. A much-needed win for the Mountaineers, who will take on Trae Young in Oklahoma in Norman. Big Monday night, 9 Eastern here on ESPN.
Well, Lon Kruger is
well recently at 18 points Tuesday against Baylor, 15 last Saturday at Alabama. And a lot of the talk about Oklahoma is, how about the supporting cast for the Sooners? Young is young. We know what he can do. How good is the supporting cast of ODOMES, Latin, Manic, James, and the others?
They're very good. It's just that Trae Young is a ball-dominant player, so he's making every play for them. But you can tell that when Trae Young is struggling, and he has struggled in this game, try to put Brady Manic in pick-and-pop situations where you can get him the ball and he can shoot. That's what he does best.
Ositkowski.
It's just not a good shot. I mean, he can make defense back and set to be able to take Trae Young on with 5 guys.
Roach back in the game with 3 fouls.
Good pass.
Ositkowski, they play on. Open look, inside the arc. Has 10 assists in this game, 9 of them coming in the first half. And rarely comes out of the game. Bamba. Lots of time. Roach.
They don't hang their heads. They don't take their time. They inbound it right away and sprint the floor. If you sprint the floor, Trae Young will find you.
Roach keeps the dribble alive. Now they're looking inside again for Bamba, and a steal by McNeese.
That's
in hostile territory tonight.
Last time Duke, Kentucky, and Kansas all lost on the same day to unranked teams was in the 1970s when Nixon was president. The Beatles were still together.
Tonight, the nation's leader in assists has a dozen. A career high 16 points now for McNeese. Ositkowski. And Oklahoma. Tied at 66. Young off a screen, corner 3. And it's Young now 7 for 20 on the game, 2 for 12 from 3-point range.
See if they run 3 up again. It looks like they're going to. Here it comes.
Driving Coleman. It'll go! Hey.
A good play by Trae Young. Just stayed in front. That was a really good play by Young.
Let's see if he tries to drive, get to the basket, find somebody. That's where he's had his most success in this game. ODOMES tried to dump it down to Manic, and the Sooners turn it over again by Oklahoma.
Well, Dan, that's why you want to get the ball out of the hands of Trae Young. His teammates are more likely to turn it over when they're trying to make an individual play. One, they haven't had a ton of experience doing it this year because Trae Young has the ball in his hands all the time.
Driving and finishing, Kerwin Roach. And a fresh 30, a huge new possession now for the Longhorns.
Well, with a horn set.
Coleman to baseline, fouled by James.
Fabulous.
A game high 22 for the freshman. Young. Another miss from beyond. Tie for first in the Big 12 had they been able to pick up a win here tonight.
Well, as great as Trae Young is, and he is great, in the second half he reverted back at times to the Oklahoma State Trae Young. Basketball, and I think Michigan State by the end of the year could very well be the best team. Still a long way to go.
19 seconds remain in this one.
Kerwin Roach was open. He didn't get the ball right away. But he was open.
Joseph in here.
Texas needs to send somebody long.
Into Coleman. Seconds ticking away.
Texas shot 52% in the second half after a 40% first half.
Three guys who know each other well, Coleman, Young, and Abamba. Down at this end of the court, the final seconds ticking away.